Hey, it's your boy REzzzy32 once again,
One more time.
coming back from OPE.
It's like
Jay,
what
man,
your fourth one.
you guys know him.
What's up, dog?
You want.
Got my hat on, know what I'm saying?
They call him Super J Man today. So J Man said he wants to hear
One more.
a story about one more embarrassing story about when I was little. And this was actually my first crush.
I think I may have to hop on this story too, right?
And it's pretty crazy because I can actually use names because this was when I lived in another part of town, in another whole city, another whole state, might be another whole country, but that's not for you guys to know.
God dang, Terry. You in Germany? Hey.
Anyway, so it was this was an event called Bear Trap, and Bear Trap was basically a psycho stalker child molester's dream. You get a whole group of kids and you take them to the mountains, and you guys hike out, and it's actually very crazy because I mean, if any one of our teachers was a child molester, I mean, it's really nothing we could do. We could just be like, "Hey, help!" But they could just drop us off in the woods, and nobody will ever find us because we're really in the woods hiking. You take your class camping, and that's Bear Trap.
I remember this story.
So,
walk.
Bear Trap, to make it short, it's basically like I said, you hike, and we have your upper chaperones, which is up here, and then right under them you have your 12th graders. That's kind of like your boss, but these are your real bosses, your teachers and the staff. Then you have your 12th graders. They're like your sub boss. They're all in different groups. So
ooh, that was good. Cool.
we broke into different groups when we first got there, and we got to choose the groups that we wanted to go to. Of course, everybody who was anybody abandoned the staff, and we went to the 12th graders. So there was this one 12th graders. They were worked in groups of 2. And there was this one 12th grader in particular. Her name was Ashley. And Ashley, oh my gosh, she was the Beyonce of Bear Trap.
I never really found Beyonce attractive. She
was whatever you find attractive. She was all that in a bag of chips.
No.
Like
go
she
ahead,
was really everything. And it was this other guy. His name was Roland, and he was cool. Roland. He was just laid back. Do what you want. I don't care, man. I'm just here because I didn't feel like doing no work. So basically, me and Ashley, when we first got there, I was in elementary. She was in a 12th grader. I didn't care. I shot high, okay? I wasn't trying to hit none of those girls on my level. I wanted something real. I wanted something grown, if you will.
Gun sounds.
So, me and Ashley, we started hanging out more, dinner time, breakfast, lunch. It was all about me and Ashley chilling. I had on some aftershave, because I really didn't know about cologne, so I just put on aftershave. And I was always smelling good, I didn't have facial hair. I had a little baby face. I had my hair cut. Everything was perfect. I used to wear polo to dinner. You know what I'm saying? This is before, polo was in and everybody used to wear polo. But I wanted to look like older, like grown. So I wore polo. And I came down there and I used to just sit next to her, and we used to talk about, not about SpongeBob, we used to talk about high school, surprisingly. And for my age, I knew a lot about high school because I had an older brother and sister. So, talked about high school problems and what she was going to wear to prom and all this other stuff. And this one night in particular, where we hike to the top of a mountain and we look down on the city. So it's really dark, and I said, you know what? This is the night. This is the night that I'm just gonna do something quick. I'm gonna leap at Ashley's face, and I'm gonna kiss her right there, and I'm gonna let her know that I'm being real with this.
It's about to go down.
So we walk up there, and while we're walking up there, me and Ashley, we're kind of drifting off in the back, and I keep slowing down just for the sake of it because I want to be alone with her. And you know, we're seeing deer running, we're seeing all kinds of wildlife, and we get to the top finally. And you get to the top, and the sky opens up. You see all the stars in the sky. It's a sight like heaven. And then you walk a little bit further, and you see the whole city inside. It looks like it can fit in the palm of your hand.
Man, I got pretty big hands.
Really, like it looks like you can just reach out and pick up the city. So I went there, and on the edge, and there was a bench there. And actually, you know, she kind of got lost, but I wanted to see the city first. I wanted to take it in. So I sit down, and everybody who was anybody, they've been pairing up during this whole entire bear trap situation, and they just been, you know, getting closer and closer. So everybody, you know, they're kind of tucked off in the corner with the girl, and they're like, you know, they're getting that swerve on. You know, we were little, but, you know, we had a mindset of a, you know, you guys know. So I'm looking around, I'm like, okay, everybody's pairing off. I got a senior. What's good? Me and Ashley, we've been kicking it, you know, ever since day 3, we've been kicking it. Like, come on.
Kicking hard?
Yeah, we've been breakfast, lunch, dinner.
God dang.
We've been, you know, hiking. We was hike buddies. You know, when it came down to telling bear stories and all that, me and Ashley, we always sat next to each other. Always laid on her. You know, this was my time. So I'm kind of looking. I'm looking around. And I seen something that troubled me for the rest of my life. I look, and I see Ashley, and I'm like, Ashley, yes, it's something I always been wanting to tell you. And all of a sudden, Roland walks up and grabs her from behind and gives her one of these. And my heart drops. And she kind of tells me to hold on real quick. And her and Roland tuck off in like a corner, and they just going at it. While I shut up, it's not funny. While I abandoned all the girls in my class for Ashley, and now it was all the girls were taken, and I was the only one
without a
who was without a partner. And needless to say, I learned my lesson.
Don't F with the high schools.
I mean, it kind of sounds suspect if I say don't mess with older women, but especially since, you know, that other video. But I mean, I learned something. I learned something new that day, and I learned that, you know, maybe I should have made my move sooner and not waited. But after that, Ashley came back, and
so what you want to tell me?
I didn't say anything when she said that. She actually said, "So Terry, so what's up?" And I was just like, in my head, I wanted to cry and grab her shirt and be like, "You hurt me." Why?
Dang, Terry, is that real for you?
Why did you hurt me? But you see, I was composed. I was like Obama, you know. I was composed. I was just like, psh.
F it.
I just, you know, I gotta go pack.
Matter of fact,
I'll talk to you later.
No, I'll meet you back.
And I cried. I cried in my room. And she came and knocked, and I didn't come to dinner that day. I didn't come to dinner at all. I just laid in my bed because I didn't want dinner. And she came up to my room on the last night of Bear Trap, and she was like, "You're my buddy." And I seriously got friend zoned, and I learned my lesson. I learned my lesson. And that was the first time I got my heart broke.
I feel you now. My story, I'm going to do that in part 2, but my story, we was in Atlanta.
Stay tuned for part 2.
Part 2. Yee!